Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I had somebody ask me for a best and worst, this, not that, from Beauty Pie. So that's what we're doing. I'm just gonna admit, I'm sitting here eating candy. I went to the drugstore to pick up some soap and deodorant. And the next thing I knew, I came out with like an armload of Valentine's Day candy. And I know this is not Valentine's Day candy. I know that. But I have a huge sweet tooth. So I'm just sitting here and these are like the big chewy nerds. Oh, nerds are my favorite when I was a kid. Love them so much. I'm gonna leave these here. Once I'm done recording, I'll get back into them, but I couldn't just have them here and not show you. I'm making all the bad choices today. If you're not familiar with Beauty Pie, think of it kind of like the Costco of the beauty industry. Their idea is they're cutting out the advertising, they're cutting out the middle person, they're selling directly to you so they don't have to spend money on all the other things that more prestige brands would spend their money on. So they're giving that savings to you by selling you what they say are prestige quality products at an affordable price. I started using Beauty Pie in the summer of 2020. I'd heard about it forever. I thought, you know what? Let's just try something new. Let's just shake up my routine and see what happens. And the truth is, I've liked almost everything I've tried. Let me just tell you that with rare exception, none of the products that I'm talking about today that I am choosing not to repurchase are actually bad. They're just not for me, okay? The other thing I want to tell you is that I'm 47. I have combo skin. In the wintertime, I tend to be a little dry and tight, but always a little glowy around the nose. So I usually prefer skincare in the wintertime that's more hydrating, in the summertime that is a little bit more lightweight and not quite so heavy. So my skincare and my makeup preferences change based on season. I think that's true for a lot of us. So right out of the shower, first thing in the morning, I spray some of this on. This is the ÜBER Youth Neck Chest Super Lift Serum Spray. There is a different product from the ÜBER Youth line that is for your neck and your face. It's their Re-Elastic Neck and Face Serum. I'll pop a picture of it up here for you. I used that for 5 months solid and I didn't see any noticeable difference. Was it hydrating? Yes. Was it a bad serum? No. It had a light, faint fragrance. It was pleasant, but I didn't really feel like I noticed any difference. When I use this, I have seen a difference in, I feel like my, the fine lines that I'm seeing in here are less visible, as well as some of those deeper creases here in the chest are definitely not as severe as they used to be. I have not used a ton of this, but I don't feel like I need a lot. I feel like I can do 2 sprays and then just kind of rub it in. Sometimes I'll do 3 if I'm feeling a little extravagant, but I feel like this is a really great product that makes a difference for me. From there, if we're talking serums, my favorite is this right here. This is the JAPANFUSION Genius Lift Elixir. This is a very lightweight serum. It's clear. It has very much like a lightweight water-like texture, but I don't know what it is. Every time I use this on my face, it has a slightly, and I wouldn't say greasy, but almost a light oil feel to it as you're rubbing it in. And then by the time you're ready to move on to your next layer of skincare, it's fully absorbed and it doesn't feel greasy anymore. So it's not really greasy, it just has a light kind of oil-like texture to it. But the one thing that I love about this, it has a very light, almost spa-like fragrance to it. It makes all of my skin feel and look not just hydrated, but also feel a little bouncy. And at 47, that's kind of hard to do. I feel like I have had happier, more radiant, moisturized skin while using this. So I really like this. This is my third bottle of this. And I am using that in place of this right here. This is the SUPERDROPS Matrixyl Morphomic Face Flash Lift. Okay, I hate the long names that Beauty Pie has. I can never remember them all. But this one here is, if you have problems with fragrance, you may not want this. You may want this. This is not a bad serum. But I don't feel like I get that same kind of bouncy, like slightly rosy, kind of cherub-cheeked look. This is actually a nice hydrating. It has hyaluronic acid. It has anti-aging peptides in here. It's actually a really nice serum, but I just prefer the other one. This one has no fragrance, and when you rub it in, it has more of a water-like feel. It doesn't have the same level. The other one's just slightly more viscous, slightly more of a slippy texture. This feels like literally water. I know it's not. It's actually a okay serum, but if I have to choose and if I have to make a recommendation, I would say get this one rather than this one. This next SUPERDROPS is one that I really have been liking a lot. This is their brightening and oxygenating SUPERDROPS. This has 10% niacinamide, and it has something in here called Oxygiskin, but I feel like this is really a beautiful serum. I only need 3 drops of this. This doesn't have a fragrance at all, but 1 or 2 drops of this morning and night, and I feel like you get the benefits of it. If you're not familiar with niacinamide, it's going to help reduce redness. It's going to help with fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to help with the way that your pores look. I feel like my pores look slightly more refined and not necessarily tight, but I don't know. I just feel like it keeps them from getting like giant. I feel like this is a great, easy way. I'll put on, you know, a few drops of this, a few drops of this, and then I'm off to the races. When it comes to an eye cream, I've tried all 4 of the ones that they currently have on their website. They change things up. There used to be one from I think a JEJU line that I really wanted to try and I never got around to trying. My favorite eye cream, it's not really an eye cream, it's an eye serum. It's this. This is the triple hyaluronic acid elastic lifting eye serum. This, I literally take a little blob that's this big. It's like the size of a lentil, a dried lentil. And then I tap it between like my ring fingers. And then I just tap it under my eye all the way out, like onto my crow's feet, all the way out to my hairline. I'll take it here, I'll take it over the eyelid. Actually, I don't want to waste them and rub it in. It's really beautiful because it's hydrating, it has hyaluronic acid, but it's not greasy, it's lightweight. I feel like I've had so many eye creams in the past where they're so emollient that my concealer and powder just becomes like a overly hydrated, cakey mess. And it's not the products themselves, it's the eye cream that takes them there. This doesn't do it. I really love this. And I pair it with a super light, like so small amount of this. This is the ÜBER Youth Super Eye Energy Peptide Infusion Cream. Okay, this is my 3rd jar of this. You can see I recently hit the bottom. I'm gonna start, you know, working around the sides here, but I love this. This is also a really lightweight cream, and I don't really use a lot. Like that would be enough right there for both of my eyes after using the eye serum. Again, tap between my ring fingers and then apply. The reason that I like these two together is that not sticky, it's not over emollient. It does hydrate my skin enough so that I don't look dry and crepey. And I realize that when I use other under eye creams, I sometimes end up, if they're too hydrating, I end up with milia under my eye, and that takes forever to get rid of. Sometimes if I use something that's not hydrating enough, my skin gets really dry and crepey and looks like tissue paper. Don't love that. Powder fits terribly on that. And I need a little bit of powder to set my concealer, or, you know, my concealer ends up sliding into my under eye crinkles, and then, you know, that's not the look I'm going for. So this combo right here is really great. It just works really well with makeup. That's what I'll say. I feel like my under eye has looked better since I started using these two things together. This is my, I think I said 4th jar of this. This is my 2nd tube of this. I don't want to be without these 2 things. I think they're great. Now, the 2 other eye products that I've tried that I would say maybe not, somebody recommended this to me and they probably really love it, but it's the Pure Ceramides Elastic Eye Boost Moisture Serum. So this is a different sort of serum. It comes in an applicator that has these little roller balls. You crank it up this way, the product dispenses up through the top of these roller balls, and then you can just roll it on. All right, so I like that there's ceramides in here. I like that a lot. The problem I have with this is that it's too sticky. And then I feel like if I were, and I do use it on days when I'm not wearing makeup, just so I can finish using it. But if I had to choose an eye serum, this one. I feel like this is nice. It has a very gel-like texture to it. It just doesn't play well with makeup the way that I apply it. And it feels sticky and tacky, and I don't prefer that finish on my eye area. The other thing that I have tried, and I'm not saying it's bad, and maybe I was using it, I don't know. Let me just tell you what it is. It's this. This is the Super Retinol Anti-Wrinkle Eye Cream. So this is supposed to help with wrinkles. It's supposed to help with dark circles. What else does it say here? It's supposed to firm. Okay. Yes, it does probably help with wrinkles. I don't know if it ever helps with under eye circles. I have some pretty strong under eye circles. I'll just tell you, this made my under eyes a dry desert. And I know there's retinol in here. Maybe the retinol is too aggressive for my under eye area. Maybe I was using it, you know, twice a week to start. And then after 2 weeks, I started using it every other day. By the time I use it every other day for a couple of weeks, I was like a month in. My under eyes were so dry. They were so parched. And no amount of serum could help them. No serum, no eye cream. They were just like, and I don't know. I did not like the way my under eyes were looking. Makeup looked terrible over it. So I would skip these two products. I recommend these guys if you're looking for an eye cream. There are a couple of wash-off masks that I have tried from Beauty Pie. This is one of them. This is their Oxygen Instant Facial Refueling Mask. What's interesting about this is that the directions on the back say you can leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes and then rinse it off, or you can leave it on overnight for a deeper moisturizing treatment. And then it says, avoid prolonged contact with eyebrows and eyelashes. And I was like, what? So this is not a bad hydrating mask. I think it does a really great job. The other thing you're gonna wanna know is there's salicylic acid in here. It has active oxygen and salicylic acid. So there's gonna be a level of exfoliation that goes on with this. And the minute I saw the don't let this come in contact, prolonged contact with your eyebrows or your eyelashes, I was like, ugh. So I'm worried about the potential loss of eyebrows. I have been using a serum on my eyebrows to bring them to a fuller, fluffy state for months, and I don't want to lose them with this. Is it hydrating? Yes. Does it look good on the skin? Yes. Have I used it as an overnight mask? Yes. And then I'm just very careful not to get it near my eyebrows. I don't want to have to be that precious. My new favorite is this mask right here. This is the JAPANFUSION Ceramide Moisture Mask. So I like that it has ceramides in it. This is another one that they say you can use as a wash-off mask. You know, it says here, leave on for 10 to 12 minutes, remove the damp cloth, or it can be massaged in and left on as an overnight moisturizer, but there's no, you know, careful with your eyebrows and eyelashes. I was like, okay. The other thing that I really like about this is that on a day when my skin is super dry, like we had temperatures in the single digits earlier this month. We had a huge snowstorm, lasted for a week. It got bitter cold, and this mask really helped. So I would use it as a wash-off mask in the morning, and then at night I use this as my nighttime moisturizer, and I slept in it, and it kind of really helped to get my skin back to the point where I didn't feel like if I smiled, my skin would crack. It's a beautiful moisturizing mask, and if you're looking for hydration, I would recommend this over this. I have tried a ton of the moisturizers that come from Beauty Pie. This is the one that I live in the winter time. I mainly use it as a night cream, or I use it on days that I'm not wearing makeup. This is the PLANTASTIC's Deep Nourishing Moisture Balm. This is my 4th jar of this. I cannot be without this. It is such a wonderful product. It's a very heavyweight moisturizer. So because I like to slather it on and I like to know I've got a ton of it on, I put it on before going to bed at night. I feel like a little goes a long way. You don't need as much as I always put on, but like seriously, late December, early January has made a wreck of my skin. I still feel like right now, like a lot of dryness and tightness in through here, like right across through here. And I normally don't have that, but again, single digit temps. It's been cold. It isn't right now, but my skin is still like, help me, we need moisture. This is one of those things. And now it says that you can use it on your face, on your neck, on like your elbows, your cuticles, like all over your body. I usually just use this, you know, like from chest up. I think it's really, really fantastic. But if I have any left over, I do take the time to rub it into the tops of my hands or my cuticles or my elbows. It's really a lovely hydrator. I like the oxygen one. That one's really good. I also like the hyaluronic acid one that comes in a little pink jar that looks like this. I've tried a ton of them. The ÜBER one is good. The JEJU one is good. I don't feel like there's a really bad moisturizer of the ones that come in the jars. You just have to pick the one that works best for you and your skin. So this last skincare item is a favorite of mine. I love this so much. I'm on my second bottle of it. This is the Overnight Skin Perfector 2.0. So it has retinol in there. It has a smoothing infusion, and then it also has hyaluronic acid. It has sodium hyaluronate. So this is one of those products. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but probably 3 to 4 times a month, about once a week, when I feel like my skin is feeling a little bit, I haven't used it recently because my skin is still kind of unhappy with me, but when I feel like, especially in the summertime, when I feel like my skin is just a little bit dull and I've exfoliated and I waited a couple of days and I just need a little extra boost to feel like my skin is back to its happy place, I use this and I put it on overnight and I wake up the next morning and wash it off and my face feels amazing. It does help kind of retexture my skin a little bit. I definitely wouldn't say that it has the same use that you would get from maybe the Sukari Baby Facial from Drunk Elephant or the AHA BHA peeling mask, the one that's, you know, kind of a bloody red from The Ordinary. I don't feel like it has those types of properties, but it's very great and, you know, occasional, like once a week or once every other week to kind of just really give yourself, you wake up in the morning with a gorgeous glow. I love this. I gave a tube of this to my mom. I gave a tube of it to another one of my friends. So I've purchased a lot of these, but this is my second tube of it. I like this and will continue to use it. Probably not for a little while until my skin recovers from the cold. Let's talk about some body care. There are some products that I have on order that are coming and that I'm excited to have. One of them looks like this. It's the Super Healthy Skin Nourishing Body Cream. Right here is the body polish. Okay, so the body polish is a no for me. I would say buy the body cream, don't buy the body polish, and let me explain why. I feel like the body cream, you can rub it in, it never pills up, it sinks into your skin, it never feels greasy long term. It feels hydrated and moist, but it doesn't really feel sticky or tacky. I love the way that it smells. It's really an elegant formulation for a body cream. If you need something a little lighter weight, there are other lightweight lotions, but I love the body cream for the days that I've, gone a couple of days, skipped moisturizing, and like, oh, I'm getting dry, I need something really heavy, I'll use that. I wish I loved this body polish the way I loved the body cream. I feel like the body cream is super elegant, a beautiful, beautiful product. This smells the same way, and it has that same kind of, kind of creamy, pale tone to it, but okay, my struggles are, first of all, anytime something doesn't completely rinse down the tub and there's residue in the tub, I'm likely to slip and fall. I know I'm getting older and I don't feel like it's old lady of me to say it's like a potential hazard. I think if my teenage daughter were using this, she might still slip and fall. So just be warned. Okay, the other thing, the real killer for me is that whatever oils and butters they put in here to kind of suspend the gritty texture of the physical exfoliant in never fully washes off my skin. So you're supposed to use it on dry or slightly damp skin. Get a handful, you spread it between your hands and you start doing this, or you start going down your leg. And then when you rinse it off, I want a product that's going to not just have all of those gritty granules wash off, but I also want like whatever that hydrating substance is to wash off. That doesn't happen because by the time I'm ready to get out of the shower, I could like go like this and scratch my arm where I'd use this polish, and I would have like a lot of buildup, like, and it feels like a heavy lotion. And it's not even like a lotion, it feels more like a literal layer of butter. And it clings to my skin. Now, if it were to emulsify and to rinse off and leave me with a light layer of hydration, but it's like you could actually feel it on your skin. It's very greasy, I don't like it. Texturally, it's a no for me. Some people really love this product, and I think it comes down to whether this type of a product is for you. And I'm always worried when I use it, and I've been trying to finish it up and I just can't get myself to do it. I may just have to pitch it, is that I get out of the shower and then I'm drying myself off. If I don't take the time to, after using this, wash my entire body with soap to get that residue off, are my towels gonna be greasy? You know, if I get dressed in the morning, are my clothes gonna get greasy? If I'm taking a shower before bed, are my sheets gonna get greasy? Do you see what I'm saying? That's just too much effort for me. So if you don't mind some of that really heavy moisture and you know how to handle that, you probably like this. I don't like that, and that textural feeling of residue on my skin is a no-go for me. I have really loved this product right here. This is our Super Retinol Anti-Aging Hand Cream. This comes in and out of stock regularly. It is a beautiful, lightweight product. I keep this by my bedside because you want to use it at night. You don't want to use it during the day. And you have to make sure you wear SPF. So I put SPF on my hands every day. When I use this regularly, I find that the dark spots on the backs of my hands that I get from driving, like you can see some of the freckling here, they're much lighter than they used to be. And then on top of that, I feel like the wrinkles on the tops of my hands are less noticeable. I feel like my hands physically look younger. I enjoy this so much. I have a backup I don't want to be without. This is a great product. Another product that I really like and solves a problem for me, especially for my almost 14-year-old daughter, is this. This is the Dr. Glycolic Perfecting Exfoliating Body Lotion. So this is just a lotion. It's very lightweight. It is moisturizing. It has hyaluronic acid, jojoba oil, shea butter, but it has 20% glycolic acid. And the reason that I love this, she and I both deal with keratosis pilaris, which is like those white bumps on the backs of your arms or your legs. And this is great for taking care of that. The one thing that I'm worried about, she's got a bottle of it in her bathroom, I have one in mine, is that I have been looking for more of it because she's running low and I don't want to give her my bottle and I can't find it. So here's hoping that they just haven't been able to make a new batch of it recently and that it's not gone forever, because sometimes things just disappear and don't come back. But if you see this and you deal with keratosis pilaris or ingrown hairs or things like that on your legs, this is actually a really great product and I love it. Okay, let's talk some makeup. I had some real big wins in the makeup department and I've had some, don't get that. The one thing I'll tell you is I feel like the makeup that they offer on Beauty Pie is definitely for somebody who is looking for something that's easy, something that's fast, and there's not a lot of variation in color. There's a ton of really standard nude lipsticks and then some brights, you like some reds or some fuchsias. There's a lot of really standard nude eyeshadows, maybe some berries. So if you are more into that natural, pretty, glowy, you're gonna find those sorts of products there. The other thing is I feel like they're super easy. They don't have a ton of stuff. You're not gonna get overwhelmed. It's not like walking into Sephora. Let me just tell you some of my all-time favorite makeup products. This one here is their One Powder Wonder. This is the shade Uberlescent Universal. They do have a deeper shade than this. My favorite thing about this is that's what it looks like. You see how it has a slight sheen to it? Not a lot. And I can run my finger over it several times and I'm not getting a ton of product. This is a beautiful under eye powder. This is a fabulous, like, set your face but not look super powdery. I feel like the older I get, the more I want my powder to do its job but almost be undetectable. Undetectable. I don't know that this Uberlescent Universal shade, to me it's just like white, is gonna work for everybody. I don't know. I suspect it might make medium and deep and rich skin tones look ashy, but I feel like if you're fair, light, or medium, this might actually, like maybe light medium, this might actually be really, really great. I haven't tried the deeper shade because it's not something I need, but this formulation, the One Powder Wonder, is great. They do have different types of One Powder Wonders, so yes, this is their perfecting powder. All right, love that. Another huge hit for me has completely taken over all other products is this right here. This is the Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. It's a color corrector and I love it. It's just emollient enough, not too greasy. It's the right shade for me. I have another one from Charlotte Tilbury that's much more orange toned. And when I put it on like under my eyes, if I don't cover it with foundation or with concealer, you can see it. So I can't just like tap a little bit on, throw on some lip gloss and look a little bit more awake with color on my lips. This one I can. This is a really, really great shade. This shade is light medium. They have medium deep. That is a little bit more peach toned. I got that one as well. It was too dark for me, but I shared it with my mom and she loves it. Another one of my absolute faves is their cream cheek product. This is called their Super Cheek. This is the shade French Raspberry. It is absolutely gorgeous. So you can use this on your lips, you can use this on your cheeks, and this is the deepest shade they make. This shade might look a little frightening to you, but I love it. This is what it looks like. You can build it up if you need like a little bit more pigmentation, if you want more color. It's the easiest, most amazing blush to blend. Love it. And I also love it when I use it, you know, full force like that on the lips. It's beautiful. Now, I will tell you, I would recommend this Super Cheek product over their Powder Super Cheek. This is what their Powder Super Cheek product looks like. This is the shade Fever Peach. It's actually a pretty shade. It's very bright tangerine orange. The problem I had with this is that I felt like it was a little bit, well, it kind of grabbed and sat in places and didn't blend well. And then on top of that, I didn't feel like it lasted really well. So it was just a little bit finicky. Could you probably make it work? Yeah. Is it the first recommendation I'm going to give you for a powder blush? No. If you're looking for a blush from Beauty Pie, the cream ones are fantastic. It's not the worst blush I've ever tried, but I wouldn't buy another one. You might have already heard me talk, but these are my favorite glosses. This is the Beauty Pie Wonder Gloss Collagen Lip Oil. This is the first shade that I got, and this is my second tube of this shade. And as you can see, we're nearing the bottom here. This is the shade Jammy. This is a beautiful kind of, it's not really raspberry, it's not really red, it's got some plummy tones, but when you sheer it out, it just looks like your lips, but hydrated. Love this. I have a couple of other shades. One of their most popular is this shade here. This is Spicy Pink. This is also my second tube of Spicy Pink. I have finished 3 full-size tubes of this gloss in the last year and a half, and I can't tell you the last time I finished a full-size gloss. I think they go bad before I finish them. I don't love a formula that much. I love this formula that much. I went through their clear one called Shimmerine. I went through one of these and one of these. This was a limited edition shade for this summer. They don't, oh, you can see we're running low on this one too. This one is the shade Sun Haze, but they have some really beautiful kind of neutrally nudes. I love this. Now, it talks about it being a gloss and a lip oil. I feel sometimes like a lip oil is really thin and has the potential to kind of spread outside my lip line. That doesn't happen with these. I feel like these are dancing a little bit more on the lip gloss side of things. I love that they stay where you put them. They don't bleed outside my lip line, but they're not sticky. I cannot abide a sticky gloss, one that feels heavy and like my lips are getting stuck together, or ones that settle into the corners of my mouth and then kind of goop up there and string and pull. My least favorite thing. This is a beautiful, cosmetically elegant lip gloss. I've loved every shade I've tried. I will continue to purchase this. One of the lip products that I tried from Beauty Pie, and it's a recent purchase for me and I just have not enjoyed, is this right here. This is their Shine Up Lip Color Balm. I have this shade here in Love, Love, Love. I've been wanting to love this, and I do love it because it's lightweight. It's very nude. It's actually what I'm wearing today, but here's my problem with this. First of all, I'm forever reapplying. The reason I have more color on my lips than this is because I have a lip liner down. So I feel like, I don't know if it's just this shade, but I feel like whatever is in the formulation, it soaks into my skin and it's gone in like 60 minutes. I want something with a little bit more staying power. Beyond that, the thing that really is the deal breaker for me is that the more I use it, because there was 4 days in a row where I was just using it constantly, using a lip sleeping mask at night to hydrate. But my lips got to the point where no amount, and this is supposed to be a balm, and to me, balms are supposed to be hydrating. My lips never were hydrated. And even though they were constantly being slathered in this, I would have product on my lips and my lips were still flaking. So I don't know if it's an ingredient in here that doesn't agree with my lips, but I had a lot of peeling going on with this, and I can only wear this for a little bit before I need to try something else, lest my lips get really flaky. And I am really good about keeping my lips hydrated. There never is a moment of the day that I don't have something hydrating on my lips. And I go through the Laneige lip sleeping mask constantly. So this is kind of like a, didn't love it. Let me tell you about two lip products that I absolutely do love. They're Future lipsticks. They have a couple of different formulas. This is their Future Lip Luxe Shine formula. This is the shade Bruised Berry. I like that it comes in the slimline packaging. It's a shiny lip gloss, and the more you build it up, the more shine you get. It can be very shiny. You can see here that it is kind of shiny and glossy, or you can do kind of like a thin layer of it. It's comfortable, it's beautiful, it stays where I put it, and I love kind of like this mauve shade. So if I want it not to be quite so intense, I'll wear it a little bit lighter. It's just really a nice lipstick, especially when I think about the fact that it's under $10. The other Future lipstick formula that I have here is their matte formula. Oh, I love this. I picked this shade up this summer. This one's called Baby Beige. It is the most beautiful. First of all, the formulation is so pretty. It looks like a lovely matte lipstick. It doesn't dry my lips out, doesn't make them crusty. It's comfortable to wear, easy to reapply over itself. And this shade, like if I really want to build it up, I can, you know, really layer it on. And it's so nice, but my favorite thing is just to wear one really thin layer of it on the lips. It's gorgeous. I feel like their matte formulation is really nice. I feel like it's a super elegant formula at an affordable price. All right, let me tell you about some fails. Oh, I really wanted to love this one. I'm always on the hunt for a concealer, and this concealer here is the Unbeatable Concealer. I got this shade in 75, and I wish that they had a better color range. I feel like they have the opportunity to extend their shade range, and they're just not doing that. I don't know if they're still selling this because they recently came out with a new concealer that comes in a tube with a doe foot applicator, but I have struggled with this. I really wanted to like it because it has some nice coverage to it. The problem I had, first of all, it's a kind of a more emollient product, and that's not always a deal breaker for me, but the problem that I had was that I could never get it to not settle into the creases under my eyes. And I felt like because it is a little bit more emollient in the pan, and it is a little slightly on the heavy side, no amount of like lightly tapping it in using a very, very small amount could I get it not to settle into my smile lines. I have it right here. The other thing that I didn't like about this is that sometimes I use a concealer like this, especially that comes in a pot with a small brush, and I will just spot conceal and not use foundation. This product, because it is more emollient and I do have more oils around my nose, broke up instantly. And then I started seeing product kind of sink into all of my pores, and it looked like I had little pinpoints of color, but only on my nose and like right here. Everywhere else it was okay, but it really broke up quickly. I don't feel like it has the longevity that I would need from a concealer. If you see this on the website, skip it. The other one that I would not recommend, and I love a highlight, is this This is their shimmer bar. This is the lightest shade they make. This one is called Luminaire. The problem I had are these two shades right here. They're very flaky, metallic, and not flaky in a good way, kind of sparkly, almost glittery and my 47-year-old skin that has texture right here for my crow's feet and everything, and I'm fine with that. I don't need something that's going to make it look worse. I don't know that this would be good for anybody who's over the age of 28. I feel like if you have any sort of texture, it could be acne, it could be, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, it could be anything. This would not sit well. There are some highlights that look good over textured skin. This is not one of them. I also had a beef with their foundation. I bought one of their foundation cards, and it was their light foundation card, and it was had the lightest shades that I thought they had. And it turns out there were 3 shades that did not include in their foundation card. And I was like, I'm buying the card so that I can try it and find out which one is gonna work for me, which is a good color match. And I was super bummed. I know I have some foundation cards from Lisa Eldridge. I've had other ones that are either complimentary, or when you purchase them, they, let's say you pay $5 for it, they will later, if you come back to make a purchase, move those $5 from the foundation card over to the price of your foundation. So they'll take $5 off. That didn't happen with Beauty Pie. Okay, fine. You don't have to do that. Charge me for the little teeny tiny wells of foundation, but at least give me all the light shades so I can find out which ones work best for me. I was miffed. And because of that, even though I hear the foundation's really nice, I don't want to try it. You ruined it for me. All right, I feel like that's a good place to stop. I have tried a ton more Beauty Pie products than this, but these are the ones that I felt were really fantastic and notable, and the ones that I feel like I really wanted to warn you off of. If you want to know any more about it, let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have, but I would love to know, are you a Beauty Pie member? Do you have a favorite product, makeup, skincare, body, what have you? Do you like their candles and fragrances? Because they've got a ton of stuff. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.